The listing appeared on a Tuesday. Commercial property, downtown location, 8,400 square feet, $2.1 million asking price. Professional photos showed the brick facade, the renovated interior, the parking lot I'd repaved 2 years ago for $40,000. My building, the one I'd purchased in 2012, for $890,000. The listing agent was my Uncle Rich's golf buddy. The sellers were listed as the Morrison Family Trust. I'd never heard of it. I clicked through to the property description. Prime downtown location, fully leased, excellent cash flow, family owned for over a decade. Family, technically true. Owned by one family member, me. I'd bought the building when I was 29, using my software company's first major exit. My parents thought I was crazy. Too young for commercial real estate. Dad said, "You'll lose everything." Uncle Rich had laughed outright. "Stick to computers, kid. Leave real estate to people who understand it." 12 years later, the building generated $18,000 monthly from 3 retail tenants. I'd increased its value by $1.2 million through strategic improvements and excellent tenant management. And now my family was selling it. I called the listing agent directly. "I'm inquiring about 847 Morrison Street." "Fantastic property," he said smoothly. "Family's been sitting on this gold mine for years. Finally ready to cash out. I've got 3 serious buyers already. This will go fast." "Who authorized the listing?" "The Morrison Family Trust. Richard Morrison is the primary contact. All the family members are co-owners, but Rich is handling the transaction." I let the silence stretch. "I see. And you verified the ownership. How?" "Standard process. They provided trust documents, signed listing agreements. Everything's in order." "Did you run a title search?" "That happens during escrow. Once we have a buyer," I thanked him and hung up. Then I opened my fireproof safe and pulled out the deed. Recorded with the county on March 15, 2012. My name alone as sole owner. No trust, no co-owners, just me. I photographed every page, the original purchase agreement, the title insurance policy from 2012, the property tax statements, all in my name. The mortgage payoff letter from 2016, when I'd paid off the building completely. 12 years of documentation. Then I called Meridian Title Company, the firm that had handled my original purchase. Asked for Susan Alvarez, the title officer who'd closed my deal. "I need a current ownership verification," I told her. 847 Morrison Street. "And I need to know if anyone has filed any claims or liens against it. Give me 20 minutes. Susan called back in 15. "You're still the sole owner of record. No liens, no claims, no encumbrances. Clean title, same as 2012. Why? Someone's trying to sell it." Her tone shifted immediately. "Someone other than you?" "My uncle. He's listed it for $2.1 million. Says there's a family trust. There is no family trust on record. If he's representing himself as having authority to sell your property, that's fraud. Serious fraud." "What do I do?" "File a complaint with the county recorder immediately. I'll flag the property in our system. Any title company that runs a search will see there's a dispute, and you need to contact that listing agent today. If he proceeds with a sale knowing there's a title issue, he loses his license." I called the listing agent back. "This is Alex Morrison again. I'm the actual owner of 847 Morrison Street. Sole owner. I have the deed, the title insurance, 12 years of tax payments. Whatever my uncle told you is false." Silence. "Then can you send me documentation?" I emailed everything while we were still on the phone. Watched him open the attachments in real time. "Jesus Christ," he muttered. He showed me trust documents, signatures from multiple family members. "I have a listing agreement signed by 6 people. All forged, I'm guessing. I'm pulling the listing immediately. And I'm calling my broker." He paused. "Mr. Morrison, you should know your uncle has been showing this property to buyers for 2 weeks. He's accepted a verbal offer. $2.05 million. The buyers are preparing their earnest money." My hands went cold. "How much earnest money?" $50,000. Refundable, but still, these are serious buyers. "Stop everything." "No, I'll handle this." I drove to the building. My building. Found Uncle Rich in the parking lot with a well-dressed couple pointing out features. "Excellent traffic flow," he was saying. Prime visibility from 2 streets. The previous owner really underutilized the space. I parked and walked over. "Hi, Uncle Rich." He went pale, recovered quickly. "Alex, what a surprise. Just showing some potential buyers the property." "High property." The couple looked confused. Rich's smile tightened. "We should discuss this privately." "No, let's discuss it right here." I pulled out my phone, opened the deed photo, showed it to the buyers. "I'm the sole owner. Purchase 2012. Never authorized any sale. This man has no legal authority to sell this building." The woman's face hardened. "Is this true?" Rich's voice rose. "This is a family property. We all have ownership stakes. Alex is just being difficult because he wants a bigger cut of the proceeds." "Show them your deed," I said calmly. "I don't carry that around because it doesn't exist." "Show them the trust documents. They're with my attorney." "Who's your attorney?" He couldn't answer. The couple was already walking to their car. Rich waited until they drove away. Then he grabbed my arm. "Do you know what you just did? They were offering $2.05 million above asking. We could have split that 6 ways. Instead, you've got this building sitting here, barely making you anything. It makes me $18,000 monthly, $216,000 annually. Why would I sell his family shares? Dad left you that seed money for the down payment." "Dad loaned me $50,000 in 2012. I paid him back with interest in 2014. I have the canceled checks." His face darkened. "You're going to regret this," he said. I drove straight to the county recorder's office, filed a formal complaint. They assigned an investigator, Maria Chin, who called me that afternoon. "We pulled the documents your uncle submitted to the listing agent," she said. "He created a family trust in 2011, 1 year before you purchased the property. According to his paperwork, your grandfather established the trust and placed 847 Morrison Street into it. My grandfather died in 2009. Exactly. We also found 6 quitclaim deeds, supposedly signed by you, transferring portions of your ownership to family members, dates ranging from 2013 to 2024. My stomach dropped. I never signed anything. We compared the signatures to your real signature from the original 2012 deed. They don't match. Not even close. He forged 6 separate deeds over 11 years. He never recorded them with the county. He kept them private. Showed them only to people he was trying to convince. The listing agent, potential buyers, probably family members. As far as official records show, you're still the sole owner. What happens now? We've referred this to the district attorney. Document forgery, attempted fraud, possibly identity theft. But there's more. We ran a comprehensive search on your uncle's name. He did this before. He sent me a PDF. Property records from another county. Different building, different family member. Uncle Rich had forged deeds and attempted to sell his sister's rental property in 2008. She discovered it, but dropped the charges after family pressure. He'd received probation. He's a serial forger, I said quietly. Yes, and because this is a second offense with 12 years of documented forgery, the DA is taking it very seriously. That evening, my phone exploded. Mom, how could you report your uncle to the police? Dad, you're tearing this family apart over a building. My brother Rich has 3 kids in college. Think about them. Only my sister Jen texted differently. He tried to do this to my rental house last year. I caught him before he could list it. I'm sorry I didn't warn you. The family meeting happened Sunday. 15 people crammed into my parents' living room. Uncle Rich sat in the corner defiant. Mom spoke first. We need to resolve this without police involvement. Rich made a mistake. 12 years of forgery isn't a mistake. I interrupted. He created fake trust documents, forged my signature 6 times, listed my property without permission, accepted an offer. If that sale had closed, I would have lost a $2.1 million asset. The family should share in the property wealth. Dad said, we all contributed to your success. You loaned me $50,000, I paid you back $63,000. That's not contribution. That's a transaction. Uncle Rich finally spoke. You don't understand what it's like watching you sit on millions, while the rest of us struggle. Struggle. You drive a BMW. You belong to a country club, That's all going away now thanks to you. No, that's going away because you committed fraud. My cousin Sarah Rich's daughter started crying. Dad just wanted to help us. College is expensive. Then he should have asked me, I said. I would have helped. Instead, he tried to steal from me. The room erupted, half the family screaming about loyalty, the other half silent, uncomfortable. Jen caught my eye and mouthed, "Leave." I left. The DA's investigation took 6 weeks. They interviewed the listing agent, the potential buyers, the family members who supposedly signed the quitclaim deeds, examined the forged documents with forensic specialists, traced the creation of the fake family trust. Assistant District Attorney James Walsh called me in July. Your uncle has been charged with 6 counts of forgery, 1 count of attempted fraud, and 1 count of identity theft. Given his prior conviction, he's looking at mandatory prison time if convicted. What's he saying? That he genuinely believed there was a family trust. That his father, your grandfather, told him about it before he died. That the documents were real. His father died 3 years before the trust was supposedly created. We know. We showed him the death certificate. He couldn't explain it. Walsh paused. We're offering a deal. Plea to 3 counts of forgery. 2 years in prison, 5 years probation after release. Full restitution for your legal fees and lost rental income during this mess, and a permanent restraining order preventing him from any involvement with your property. Will he take it? His attorney is advising him to. The alternative is a trial where we prove 12 years of systematic fraud. He'd get 5 to 7 years. Uncle Rich accepted the plea deal in August. The sentencing hearing was brief. The judge reviewed the evidence, the prior conviction, the calculated nature of the forgery. Mr. Morrison, you didn't make one mistake. The judge said you made 6, spread over more than a decade. You exploited family trust to commit systematic fraud. 2 years in state prison, 5 years probation, $47,000 restitution to your nephew. Rich looked at me as they led him away. No apology, just cold fury. The family fractured completely. Dad stopped speaking to me. Mom called occasionally, always about forgiveness and second chances. My siblings split. Jen and my brother Mike supported me. The other sided with Rich. 3 months later, I received a letter from the title company. They'd completed a comprehensive forensic search of my property's history, found additional forged documents Rich had created but never used, quitclaim deeds, giving him power of attorney, a forged will from my grandfather leaving the building to all grandchildren equally. 12 years of fraud. Systematic, calculated, professional. I refinanced the building in October. Used the cash out to buy a second commercial property in a different county. Put that one in an LLC with Jenna's backup. Changed all my passwords. Added alerts to my credit reports. Hired a property attorney on retainer. Uncle Rich will be released in 2 years. I've already filed for a permanent restraining order. He can't come within 500 feet of me or any property I own. Can't contact me directly or through family members. Can't access public records with my name. The building is still generating $18,000 monthly. I raised the rent last quarter, improved the parking lot lighting, added security cameras. Every month I get a restitution payment, $1,958.33 for 24 months. His prison wages garnished automatically. It goes into the property maintenance fund. His fraud quite literally funding the building's improvements. The family thinks I'm vindictive. The nephew who sent his uncle to prison over a building. The son who chose property over blood. But I didn't choose property over family. I chose protection over exploitation. He had 12 years to ask for help. He chose forgery instead. The building is mine. The deed says so. The title company confirms it. The court agrees. And now finally, so does everyone.